Hi guys, and welcome back to Arsenal Army. So, where do I begin with this? We had a chance to go clear top of the table after Liverpool slipped up earlier in the day, and we didn't take it. Disappointing in all round, to be honest with you. That's the most polite way I could put it. I mean, we'll start with Arteta. To me, completely the wrong team he's put out to play. Didn't show any character in the second half at all. Don't get me wrong, that first half we were playing well. Probably the best I've seen us putting pressure. But again, the finishing, the team can't finish. But I'll go through the players and their performances and rate them. So starting from the back, Raya. Um, Again, if we were going off the first half, everyone would have got a better score here. Unfortunately, the second half happened. Raya messes up the cross, leaving an empty net for the first goal. And again, for the second goal, goes too early to ground, causing the second one. Don't get me wrong, he's not the only reason why we conceded two goals, but he contributed to it. The two centre backs, probably say Saliba was the better out of the two. Gabriel didn't look comfortable the whole game, to be honest, making silly little mistakes. Nearly cost us early in the first half as well. Luckily, we got away with that one. Saliba hasn't looked like himself recently, especially in Europe, and he's bringing it to the Premier League. Makes silly little mistakes. It's like he lacks his concentration sometimes. But yeah, 5 and a 4. They weren't great today. With the fullbacks, we'll start with Zinchenko. Again, with the first half, I probably would have come here and said that he had a good game, which is rare for me to say. But again, the second half happened, and this is why I don't like the guy. I don't know how he starts for us. There's bits in his game that is needed. Don't get me wrong, and there's bits in the game where you wonder what goes through his head. Trying to not make a player in his own half, like when while we're under pressure, that's stupid. He gets a free. He's done enough damage to my mental health, to be fair. So it's a free. I don't want to see his face. Ben White, he was quite good, to be fair. Came off. I wondered why he came off. I don't know if it's an injury. Arteta hasn't said anything on him. It was an interesting substitution to take off Ben White and leave on Zinchenko. I thought that was ridiculous, but that's not the only mistake Arteta made in the game. So in the midfield, we'll start with Reiss. He didn't have a bad game. He got a 6 from me. My problem with this is when you're playing two attacking midfielders in the midfield, I don't believe Reiss is the man to play the defensive role. For that is a reason we have Partey and he's back fit is to cover that defense when we're trying to attack. I know it's nice to have the player to break through the lines like Reiss and make the forward runs, but he looks more comfortable in a box-to-box role. You can see that our defense struggled eventually in the second half, and that's because there was no covering them. That's the job that Declan Rice had that game, or this game. Although he didn't have a bad game, like I said, he didn't do the job really that he needed to do. So I'll give him a 6. Ødegaard, the best player on the pitch for us. First half, he was unreal. You can see why Real Madrid wanted him at 16. His vision, his skill, his work rate, everything was perfect the first half. He faded out in the second half. He also got took off, which I didn't really understand until Arteta's now come and said that he had a little injury problem. He didn't go too much into it after that. So I don't really understand what kind of injury or if Arteta just messed up his substitutions, which is not the only things he's messed up, to be honest with you. I feel like the starting lineup was wrong. Linking into Trossard in midfield, I didn't understand this. We knew it was going to be a tough game against Aston Villa. I understood what he was trying to do with the attacking players on the pitch, but you've got Smith Rowe, which is an attacking midfielder that we've trained to become a box-to-box in a way. He doesn't start. You've got Jorginho to push Reiss into a box-to-box midfielder. We don't put Jorginho in. We've got Partey to be the defensive midfielder, so Reiss can be the box-to-box. That doesn't happen. So we end up with Trossard in midfield, and it wasn't just Trossard in midfield. Havertz dropped into midfield with Jesus going up front and Trossard on the wing. I can understand the player's point of view on this. I can understand it will probably get confusing. It's confusing to watch, I'll tell you that. The rotations that were being made in the game, nothing was working. Also with Trossard, the reason I give him a 4, he had an easy tap into me, makes a meal of it. Martinez saves it. That would have changed the game completely. So he's messed it up. That's a 4. With the front 3, start with Jesus, the worst out of the bunch. He tried, don't get me wrong. Didn't know what position he was playing at times. Sometimes drifted into the striker role, sometimes went to left wing. Didn't create much. His chances he did have, he missed them as usual. I mean, it's not much to say from him, to be honest with you. Havertz, an interesting game for him. He definitely weren't the worst player on the pitch. Again, had his chances, and that's a problem with him. He doesn't finish his chances, and that's again what we talk about. We need another striker to come in the summer that's going to take those chances. I do enjoy the parts of the games where he makes the runs, the dummy runs to make the space. That's very intelligent by him. Again, that's why he's not the worst player on the pitch today. But yeah, it's a 5. Didn't do much to affect the game other than those dummy runs. And Saka probably the best out of the front 3. He did look like he was going to create something in that first half. He had a shot that was put wide. He didn't have a terrible game. He still looks like one of the best attackers we have, which is always a positive thing after like his low dip last month. Now with the substitutions that had enough time to impact the game-ish, Jorginho, understand why he came on. We needed an extra midfielder. They were running us through the midfield the end of the second half. Hence why probably we conceded those 2 goals. He came on, but he didn't have any effect on the game. It probably made it worse in a way. Gave the ball away in a stupid position. It's the kind of game you're kind of crying out for Partey to me, not Jorginho. Partey doesn't come on. Jorginho comes on. He makes that mistake, so it's a 4. Smith Rowe didn't have any effect going forward, to be honest. And he did get burnt by Watkins for the second goal. Couldn't get the ball back off of him. Didn't show that he had any pace in him. So it's a 4. Tomiyasu came on, to be fair. Probably the best out of the substitutions. Didn't have a bad impact on the game, even though we took off Ben White. But to me, probably would have made more sense if he took off Zinchenko for Tomiyasu and kept Ben White on. I didn't understand that. But we'll get on to Arteta. And Martinelli again has come on and done nothing. This is a player I don't understand what's happened to him in a way. Past couple months, he hasn't looked like himself. Hasn't been getting down the bar line well. Even the couple times he took a few heavy touches to use his pace, he wasn't getting around his man. Done a stupid foul. It's an interesting one, to be honest with you. Arteta, I know I don't have a picture of him here, but to me, started with the wrong lineup completely. I understood there will be a few rotations in the squad, and it would make sense to have a few rotations knowing that we've got Bayern Munich on Wednesday. But the players that came in, I don't understand. We knew that Diaby was going to start on the right wing for Aston Villa, and we put one of the worst defensive left-backs in the league to play. Again, the first half, I would have said he done all right. The second half happened. It went to rubbish. Taking Ben White off, probably one of our better players out of the squad. Doesn't take Zinchenko off. Don't understand that either. So he's come out and also said that we have to show character on Wednesday now. The time we should have shown character is the second half. We've now just handed, to me, the title to City. Us and Liverpool dropping points in the same day. We were looking at the game earlier, the Liverpool game, and thinking, oh, this is our chance to do something now. And we ain't taking it again. We've bottled it again. There's enough I can say about this game. I don't want to forget it, to be honest with you. We've got Bayern Munich on Wednesday, like I've said. And we have to go to Germany and play them. I ain't got high hopes for it, to be honest with you. I didn't have high hopes before even this game, to be honest. Looking at our performance against Bayern Munich as well. 2 games in a row now we've been controlled. We haven't played well.